Oh, baby, we got more information, more news regarding Breath of the Wild's sequel. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today, my friends, we are going to be talking more about the sequel to Breath of the Wild. If you guys missed the trailer, they revealed a brand new trailer. It's insane. I did a huge breakdown. It was very, very long. I apologize it was long, but there was a lot to kind of pick apart and kind of, you know, micro-analyze, if you will. So we kind of went through that, and that's on the channel. It's like a 30-minute breakdown. But if you haven't seen that, definitely do go check it out. I don't think many people have seen that video, unfortunately, because it was like it was a lot to kind of try to, you know, like I said, micro-analyze everything, just kind of get into the nitty-gritty things. But there's a lot to that trailer that you may not have thought of, may have missed, or may not have realized, or I don't know. Anyways, we got a couple different things to talk about regarding freaking Breath of the Wild sequel, dude. I'm so hyped. It's insane. If you are new to the channel, be sure to stick around. We do a variety of Nintendo-based content on this channel. And once Breath of the Wild comes out, we're going to be playing it. I play Nintendo games, talk about Nintendo games, everything Nintendo in this channel. Non-Nintendo goes on my other channel, youtube.com/JSkeleton. Anyways, let's talk about things, because very interesting stuff. It seems like we might get more kind of drip teases as we kind of progress throughout the year. There was an interview with Bill Trinen, who's been with Nintendo for super long time. If you're familiar with Nintendo, then you're probably familiar with Bill Trinen. He's been around. You know, it's like Reggie and Bill and whatnot, and now Doug Bowser, of course. Having replaced Reggie, you know, it's like kind of those main faces you see, you know, Aonuma and Miyamoto and you know, etc. So, anyways, there was an interview with Trinen, and he basically talked about the game, and one of the things that was revealed that he said is that in addition to Link's new Sheikah Slate like kind of arm, if you guys have seen, he has like this new kind of arm, it's crazy, and there's like a flamethrower like kind of shield attachment. He says there's still much to be revealed, which I would assume. So he explained that the sequel will build greatly upon the original games. It's going to build greatly. I mean, there's no other word to, I guess, put that. I was trying to think of another word to kind of express that, but he says it's going to build greatly upon the original game. And he said it also may be worth mentioning that he on what is yet to be revealed, when he was speaking on what is yet to be revealed about the sequel of Breath of the Wild, he mentioned that such details would be shown within coming months to the next year. So fans may not have that long to wait for more updates on Breath of the Wild sequel. Again, that specific interview I read over on Game Rant. That one was on Game Rant, and again, he was just kind of talking a little bit about that. And he was also talking about the fact that, you know, fans were thinking that this is kind of, especially me, thinking that this is kind of Majora's Mask kind of esque, if you will. And he said, you know, it's its own game, basically, is what he said. And Aonuma kind of said something similar in the past as well. It definitely does have a darker tone. That is for sure. Aonuma said that as well in the past. But it's not a Majora's Mask sequel, obviously. That said, personally, I feel like this should be its own video, but I'm going to quickly mention it. I think there's some pretty crazy ties to Majora's Mask. I'll quickly say, in Majora's Mask, the Happy Mask Salesman talks about this really creepy, dark tribe that's like this ancient tribe. He calls it an ancient tribe that created Majora's Mask, essentially. And they're like this really old tribe that no one really knows a lot about. Now, if you fast forward to Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild, actually, the first game talks about this tribe called the Zonai, if I'm pronouncing it right, Zonai. You can look it up on Zelda Wikipedia. But basically, this tribe is super dark. They're super evil. They're super ancient. That no one really knows much about them. But one thing that fans have picked up on is that all the symbolism in the Breath of the Wild sequel trailer, the original trailer, and even more so in the new trailer, it all ties to the Zonai, whatever tribe. It's all like all the ruins and the inscriptions and the engravings and stuff. It has to do with that tribe. So whatever this tribe is, it seems like we're going to be kind of diving into more of that side of the lore. And if I'm right, there is a connection. I think that is the tribe that made Majora's Mask. It's the descriptions in Majora's Mask to this ancient tribe, and then the descriptions in Breath of the Wild. they're just too similar in ways. So I definitely think there is a connection. I don't think this is a Majora's Mask sequel. I don't think we're going to see Majora's Mask, you know, the mask itself kind of make a comeback and whatnot. Maybe Zelda's wearing Majora's Mask or something, you know. I don't think that's going to happen, but I definitely think there are some deep connections to Majora's Mask itself, the mask, not necessarily the game itself, but the mask and the origins of the mask and the tribe that made the mask, and whatnot. I think there's some pretty huge elements there. Maybe that's why we've seen all of these different masks kind of make a return as DLC in Breath of the Wild 1. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, but I wanted to quickly mention that before we move on to the next interview, because I thought that was super interesting, and it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. So, moving on, in an interview with IGN, again, Bill Trinen and Nate, I don't know how to say his last name, Bildorf, if I pronounce his name right. I'm sorry, Nate, if you're watching this, you're probably not, but if you're watching this, I'm sorry for butchering your name. Anyways, they kind of talked a little bit about some of the reveals and whatnot, and some of the things they talked about, of course, is Breath of the Wild sequel. They said, as to why we're holding back the name, they're talking about the name here, okay? As to why we're holding back the name, you'll just have to stay tuned, because obviously Zelda names are kind of important. This is Bill Trinen talking here. He says those subtitles, they start to give little bits of hints about about maybe what's going to happen. So that's very interesting. Of course, you know, looking at some past titles, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, you kind of get a little bit of an idea of what's going on. Breath of the Wild, I don't know I guess you kind of get an idea, you know, Breath of the Wild, okay. But if you gave me that title by itself, I probably wouldn't put 2 and 2 together. Then again, maybe I'm not that smart. Maybe other people are way smarter than I am. That's probably the case. So, you know, other fans probably would have caught on, but people like me, maybe not so much. We're in the lower IQ group, I think. Well, I don't know who's down here with me, but if you're with me, you know who you are. The point being, it depends on the title, honestly. I think certain titles would give it away. I think other titles like Wind Waker, like, okay, Wind Waker, I mean, if you were to just give me that title, I don't know nothing. I wouldn't have thought, you know, Sailing on the Seas, for example. I wouldn't have thought that. Breath of the Wild as well. I mean, I guess you can kind of get a little bit of an idea. So I guess it depends on the title. But whatever this title is, apparently they think that it's gonna maybe spoil what's to come. So they're holding on to it for now. They're fine with fans calling it Breath of the Wild 2 or Breath of the Wild sequel for now. You know, they expect fans to call it something, obviously, and they're fine with fans calling it that for now until they reveal the name. The question is, when are they going to reveal the name? I still think the Breath of the Wild sequel is going to be an early 2021 release, or 2022 release, sorry. And I do think this game's going to come out with this rumored Nintendo Switch Pro. I keep saying that. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. You know, which is why we didn't see the Switch Pro. You know, I know there's rumors that the Switch Pro was going to get revealed around E3. Before we got those rumors about it getting revealed around E3, I was saying, if you go back in my videos, I was saying I think that it's going to be coming out in 2022. So I'm not surprised that the Switch Pro never made a reveal, it never showed its face, whatever the friggin' phrasing is. I think it's going to come out with Breath of the Wild sequel, if it is actually true, which there's too many sources for it to not be true. But anyways, so what do you guys think the name could be? You know, I have no idea. Maybe there's something to do with darkness, you know, maybe like the Legend of Zelda, the Ancient Tribe or something, you know, then everybody would know from that title, oh, it's the Konai. No, not Ko. It's Zo. Z, not a K. Keep thinking it's a K. Zonai tribe. You know, I don't think it's gonna be called the Ancient Tribe or whatever, but it could be called something with like ancient or something to do with time travel, because this game clearly utilizes time travel. I talked about that in my breakdown of the trailer. It utilizes time travel in some way or another. So I don't know. There's some crazy connections. I think there's connections to Skyward Sword in this. I've been saying that before Skyward Sword HD got revealed, I said Nintendo was going to reveal that Skyward Sword HD is coming out, and it's coming out before Breath of the Wild sequel. Why? Because Nintendo wants us to play Skyward Sword before Breath of the Wild sequel, because there's going to be some elements in Skyward Sword that are linked to Breath of the Wild sequel. One of the things, of course, the fact that Demise or Ganon or whatever that skeleton is found at the very bottom of Hyrule Castle, and we know from Skyward Sword, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but there's an enemy that is sealed under the castle, under Hyrule Castle. I won't give you guys the full details on how that happens or what exactly is going on, but I think there's a link there. I talked about, you know, there's certain There's like these certain stones in Breath of the Wild sequel trailer that looks like time shift crystals from The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So I think there's connections to Skyward Sword, definitely. I think there's some pretty big connections. Obviously, the main connection is the fact that Skyward Sword is the beginning of the timeline, but you get the idea, right? So I think we got some pretty crazy stuff going on. There's a lot more I could say right now. There's a lot more I want to talk about. The last thing I do want to touch on really quick is that there's a video going around online about the reversed audio of Breath of the Wild's trailer. And if you listen to it in reversed, it's kind of creepy. There's a portion where it sounds like there's like all these voices. And if you reverse it, it almost sounds like they're saying "save us," which is super, super freaking freaky, man. It reminds me of Ben drowning from Majora's Mask. You remember that glitch? I don't know if you guys remember it, or Ben drowned. Drowning? Ben drowned. I think it's called Ben drowned, or drowning. Drowned. No, it's Ben drowned. Yeah. Anyways, it's creepy. It is such a creepy glitch. But this whole trailer gives me those freaky vibes, man, of Majora's Mask. And I'm for it, man. I love it. Why do I love it? I don't know. I'm weird like that. I'm not really sure. I don't know what to say, except that I'm an odd human being. But it's just, I don't know. Some of the creepier Zelda games have always been the best, man. Majora's Mask. We got Twilight Princess. Ocarina of Time had creepy elements to it, and it was amazing. Those are my top 3 Zelda games of all time. So I don't know, man. I think this game is going to be pretty dark. It's going to be creepy. It's going to be ominous because it's be mysterious. I like mysterious, you know. And I don't know. It's going to be nuts. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We got a lot more Breath of the Wild, obviously, to talk about. Breath of the Wild sequel. Let me know some of your ideas for the title. What do you think the title could be for this game? And, you know, that they're holding back, you know, because it apparently could spoil what the game's about. I don't know. What do you think it could be? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you think the skeleton creature person thing in the trailer is Demise. Do you think it's Ganondorf or neither? Who do you think this is? I think it could be either one, honestly. There's evidence for both. I think it's definitely one of them. But I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you guys new. Like I said, you don't want to miss out all on the crazy Nintendo content we got coming. Going to be streaming Skyward Sword here on this channel. And we're going to be talking about a lot more as the year progresses and playing a lot more. So it's going to be a good time. Stick around. I'll see you guys soon in another one. Thanks for watching. Until then, game on.